Do you ever wish that you had an instruction manual for all those insignificant moments in your life? Somewhere that answers the questions you've always thought but never bothered to ask. Welcome to Patchworkers, here to help you navigate the nuances of everyday interactions. And today, we'll be teaching you how to declutter your home. So grab your knitting needles and a blanket because it's time for three old friends to sit around and sew a new patch into their quilt of life. So join me, Dion, under the covers with Christian.
Welcome to Patchwork.
And Josh.
Welcome to Patchwork.
The instinct to move is innately human. For millennia, our nomadic ancestors traversed the vast tundras of planet Earth in search of food, water, and shelter. Needing to remain mobile, the belongings they carried with them had to serve a purpose. It needed to spark joy. Now, centuries on, we walk in the proverbial footsteps those very ancestors walked, collecting belongings that we deem essential in our travels. But, much like the sands of time, our belongings accumulate and begin to weigh on us. Their permanency consumes our space and detaches us from the mobility that used to be so important to us. But is stockpiling just another byproduct of being human? Do we really need to declutter? If so, how? And if how, then why? Guys, the question to you is, are your homes cluttered?
I mean, it depends. Like, for me, I'm like, I've upgraded my house in the last sort of year. So I feel like I don't quite have that perspective because previously my house was cluttered, but it was smaller, and now it's a bit bigger and it feels less cluttered.
The amount of shit
but there's
you've
still
got to save.
shitloads of clutter everywhere. I
Yep.
think the true test for me is having bought recently a robot vacuum cleaner. I can never turn it on because there's always shit on the floor.
Oh, wow.
That's a true test for me. What about you, Josh?
I don't think so. I think the house is pretty good, but there is one room that used to be rented out. It's a very small room. Now it's the storage room. And that is a problem because
Yes.
what happens is you just start to go, I'll just put it in the storage room.
Yep.
Doesn't matter.
You've hidden your clutter.
Yeah, and we also have an under the stairs as well. So there you've under the stairs, you've got like, there was an old carpet in there for ages. There was like, so this share house has been around for, the house has been around. Yeah, it's been in our group of friends for like decades. And there was like a bread maker in there, an old CRT TV.
Oh my
and it was
God.
down there for years until one point we're like, let's get rid of this. No one here owns this shit.
It's gone from a storage cupboard to a prop room.
Yeah, it really has.
That's how long it's been.
It really has.
The bread maker, it's something that I've always wanted to try, but I've always thought it's just going to spit out some shit. Just get rid of it.
Do you know what?
Doesn't do good bread, does it?
The few experiences I've had with bread makers, they've been terrific.
Really? It's just the smell, though.
Because, well, ours... What do you mean the smell? The smell is terrific.
Get a candle, get a bread, get a loaf of bread, put a candle in it.
No, what was great about it is that it used to cook the outsides and leave the insides just a tiny bit raw.
But what about the clutter, Christian?
So you like
Loaves of bread everywhere.
so you're saying you like your bread like rare? Or medium rare?
Yeah. I don't want to be able to find any of it.
Yeah, great.
Christian, what about you? I imagine you're a very clean boy, shower daily, I imagine.
Yep. I don't think that I'm cluttered, but I certainly have piles. Like, I definitely lean into a pile. So I don't want to be anywhere near you, Dion. I want my floors.
So what do you mean, anywhere near me?
This is the closest we'll get.
Okay, I understand.
I don't want anything on the floor in any room. I don't like piles of clothes, but I will have one select pile at all times, ongoing.
Of clothing?
No, of just
Things?
Things. And it's things that I have to make active decisions about.
Before we get too deep into this, let's define the pile.
Yes.
'Cause I think a pile is transient. A pile comes and goes.
Yep.
Can a pile be permanent?
Well, this pile that I speak of is permanent, but it resides in different rooms. It sounds like a riddle.
It's a newspaper. That's great.
So if the fox grabs the pile,
It's love. It always. So sometimes it's on my bench. Then sometimes it'll be. Most often it's on the office floor.
So what's in the pile?
yeah, I can't imagine.
I'm thinking
Yes.
keys, some bills.
Oh no.
Ooh.
No,
I don't know.
This isn't stuff you use every day. This is stuff that you can't find a place to store, isn't it?
So things in the pile would be, as an example, Dion, a voucher to perhaps a gift that you gave me years ago to go to a Sakura lounge. which I eventually had to go through the pile because it's all these things where it's like, this is an important document.
Oh, so these
Receipts.
important things in the pile. My
Yeah.
piles don't contain anything important.
Well, it's all things that require, like I said before, an active decision that I need
Yes.
to go. Because normally in my place, everything has a spot.
Yes.
Do you
Really?
guys? Does everything have a place in your place?
Yes, even the piles.
Jeez.
The piles in my
No.
bedroom, there's 2 pile spots. There's one by the door and there's one by the window.
Great.
And the by the door, what sat there for months was e-waste, some old pair of shorts, stuff I wanted to get rid of. I'm like, cool,
Yep.
I'll put that broken power board there and I'll get to that eventually.
In a box?
No, just kind of loose. In a
Interesting.
pile.
Yeah.
And the other thing was, some old shorts had a massive hole in them where I was like, do I just put these in the bin? So I just left them there for way longer. Like you said, a needing to make a decision on it.
Yep.
And then the other one was like some random shit. The other pile by the window was like some canvas bag zip thing. And I was like, I don't have a spot for this. I kind of need to work out what to do with it. It'll sit there for a bit.
They
Are
all.
you kidding me? Christian, you've got one pile. Josh, you've got 2.
Yeah. Well, how many?
I've got. I don't have it. Where did you learn this?
I'm imagining like a nuclear wasteland with
No,
just
but
steam coming off grates at your home.
Where did you learn this stuff?
Learn what?
Learn how to contain yourself.
Yeah.
Chuck your shit around your room.
Contain yourself.
Yeah, that's what it is. I think the key is that everything, by thinking that everything has its place, you go, cool, this is where this belongs. This series of things. Sorry, Josh.
And you know what it is?
Yes.
Following on from that is we haven't decided the place for those things. Hence
Exactly.
the pile.
Yes.
That's what it is.
For me, it's that
Interesting.
they have some immediacy.
Yes.
They have to be acted on.
Yes.
Does putting the contents in the pile in a box change its form, or is it still a pile in a box?
So this is some of the issues. And Josh, I think that you probably, when I was living with you, I sometimes would look at your manicured boxes and think that's just a well-masked pile. But I think that's
wow.
what's happened to me as well. Ever since I got a garage and put some storage shelving in there. It's
dangerous.
Love containers. Plenty of
Love
containers.
containers.
But what's in a container? Just a pile.
What is a container but for a pile in a box? Yeah. A container is just a pile in a box.
Thank you, Josh.
So on your containers, on your storage container, do you do
Yes.
storage containers, Dion?
I mean, I tried to. I don't know. What, a storage container?
As in like long storage stuff. To
Yeah,
be like, I don't
yeah,
use
yeah.
it every day. It's going in a big plastic
and,
tub.
and it's got to be clear as well. You got to be able to
Yeah,
see
right.
through the stuff that you don't need.
And then the follow on from that are your boxes labeled.
No.
Nah.
No, they
Really?
don't. They aren't.
Nah.
Is
Because-
there a rhyme or a reason or both for what's in each box?
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
I think by having a label on it, if you have more space, then I feel bad putting things that don't adhere to the label. Let's say it's your cables box, but there's heaps of room. And then all of a sudden you've got, a necklace.
Which could also double as a cable and vice versa.
Is that allowed to go in there?
Yeah, then you got to redefine the label
Yeah.
to be like, okay, so it's not cables anymore. It's long, thin, wiry things.
Yeah.
Okay, now we're working.
But cables is the big thing for me.
Oh, it's got to be cables.
I have so many cables.
Oh, God.
And every
Cat
single
5 or Cat 6?
it's everything. It's everything. The most prominent cable, micro USB.
Yeah.
I reckon I got 20 of the fuckers.
course.
20 of the fuckers.
Tiny little ones as well.
Tiny little ones. They're shocking.
Yeah, like the ones you get in like a digital camera or something back in the day. I was
Stop
like,
shipping them.
it's an
I've got
inch long.
them.
It's an inch long.
I've got enough micro. Then you
micro
get
now.
Mini USB. Can't get enough of them. Mini USB, they're the ones that have the bigger mouths.
Dion, different show.
It's different show. Different show. Anyway, you need any micro USBs? Come to me.
away.
Hit us up on social media.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy with my boxes, but there's a couple of main boxes that is literally the contents of my desk throughout high school and uni that is now just got put in a box. It's like, cool, I'm not sending that again. It's all trinkets, it's all little things, all little bullshit.
Wonderful point, Josh. Things of sentimental value.
Yeah.
Are they clutter? And what do you do with them?
It's been pretty interesting. My dad we're selling his old work and he's got all these big things of furniture that have been in the family for like 50 years. They've got sentimental value. Do I keep them Or do I just
Furniture?
Furniture, but they're like old pieces, like really, really old pieces that are quite beautiful.
It's hard to pile furniture.
It's pretty hard, but you can put them in a box. You put them in a huge
The
box.
pile goes on the furniture.
Yes,
So yeah,
yeah,
if you had a little
exactly.
stool, perfect.
But it's really
a sentimental stool.
But some of these things we've put in, like I put in my house, and I'm like, oh, this adds such a nice dimension. So
Does it
makes me
fit
think,
though?
Yeah,
Because if
fits.
they're old, okay, that's the
It's
thing.
great.
Right?
It fits. But like that's my version of collecting. Do you collect stuff, Josh? Is this a thing that you do?
I've tried to move away because all of my collections of things was just like bullshit. Like a lot of little gaming things, like which I like because it's like part of my personality and like I've got all my games collection and stuff, and it's all digital these days. But then I've got little figurines and stuff.
Yep.
And I've just stopped buying them because I'm like, I enjoy them and I like them, but I just don't want a room full of them. I'll
Yes.
have a little enough for a little shelf, and I've got enough of it.
So what did you do? What was the moment where you were like, I am done with these? Was there something that you did to be like, let's spend a night together? Just like a final night with the collectibles?
No, I've still got them. It's not growing anymore. I used to be really fun to be like, oh, I'll get that thing. I'll get that collector's edition that has that figurine
So you
and
kept
stuff.
them.
They're still on my shelf at home.
But you're not going to grow it.
Correct.
Do you know why? Josh, can I guess?
I'm a shower, not a grower. When using collectibles, be a shower, not a grower.
But I think it's also to do with the fact that a lot of these things are just waste. And you're
Yeah.
probably like conscious of like, do I need this stuff?
Well, it's kind of get to that point, right, where you're talking about this old furniture that can be very functional.
Yeah.
That makes sense to keep that and hang on to that.
Yeah.
A little Team Fortress 2 figurine.
What about great marks you got at primary school?
Yeah.
Oh,
I got a box of them. Because
Yes. Great marks. Got a good snap of that one. In grade 6.
I had so many good marks. Primary school.
Like good tests and stuff.
Great tests, great reports.
It is hilarious reading through
Fuck me.
those old
wait. I thought you were joking for a second.
Nah. Nah. Go back, flick through it. I'm like,
An old
A plus,
essay?
A plus, A plus,
But
A plus.
do you know what?
A plus, A plus. I didn't fucking relent on the A pluses.
And I can show you I have proof.
I got a box, and I don't want to get rid of them. So what do? Do I take photos? Are we taking photos of them?
That's what I was thinking.
That's genius.
Yes, that's what I was
wondering
thinking.
what to do with mine, of course.
But aren't we just shifting the clutter from a tangible thing to the intangible?
It's basically, are you going to have a kid or not?
Kind of, right?
It's that. It's like, is your kid going to be interested in in your A plus, A plus, A plus? Are they going to
In
be interested in
40
that
years.
stuff in 40 years? That's the thing. Like, and that's like,
it's not for your kids.
No, I think it is.
Isn't it for
But
that
you're not-
one moment that you, in 40 years' time, go, what? What's this? All the dust comes off.
I thought you were just about to spit on it.
Just shine it up.
Bit shy.
But I don't know, like, I have these binders of like the old tests from year 12, year 11. I
Yeah,
think
the
the
year
years
12 stuff is interesting because it's like some of, like when you're younger,
Yep.
it kind of makes more sense. Of like, here's a juvenile version of me who was an idiot and didn't understand anything. But like year 12, it's like, wow, you put in a lot of work that year and here's the proof of that. Like
Yeah.
all university notes, right?
Yeah.
Like all that kind
Oh,
of stuff.
man.
Yeah.
It's just massive, massive amounts of text.
Do you know what's
Yep.
crazy is that with university notes, they went in the bin so quickly
yeah.
because of the trauma
Yeah,
that was
totally.
associated.
No A
with it.
plus. No A plus.
Yeah,
No A plus.
yeah. The first time I had to realize that I was capable of failing something.
P. Yeah.
P for business, Ali. It's not the pass.
The thing that gets to me when I'm going through my stuff, old books, children's books from my childhood.
Oh, that you used to
my
read a
God.
lot?
Found one the other day. This beautifully illustrated cricket book where it's got the cutout, like it's got a cricket on the front, the cutout
Hang
of
on,
the
what kind
head.
of cricket? Like the animal or the game?
The animal.
Okay, good.
No,
Oh,
the
man.
game. The
Wait
game.
on. That wasn't as obvious.
Cricket's playing cricket. Not out.
That's just a good idea. Maybe we'll get a different sound effect for great ideas.
I think we need it.
It's a good children's book. Welcome to Patrick Presents Cricket's Playing Cricket.
Sorry, so what? Well, I lost
Well,
which one
anyway,
it was.
just a children's book,
Is
it
like
a game or
how to play
cricket?
cricket,
Great.
not how to play with cricket.
A cricket. Scratch its belly.
And the head was cut out, and when I was younger, like when I was 10, I'd put a photo of myself. So every time you turn the page,
wow.
you get the photo, and it was just beautiful seeing that, and like so many memories of great children's books. That's what I love.
Where is it now?
It's at my folks' place. Or
you
I'm
go.
passing it down to my niece. It's just lovely. She
that's
loves
great.
reading.
But the folks' place.
Out of sight, out of mind.
Christian, how much of your stuff do you think resides here?
Most of that stuff with sentimental value exists at my mum's place here in the cupboards downstairs.
Yep.
And I don't have to think about getting rid of it, but didn't you very recently?
You know what I was going to say? When was the last time your parents, have they moved since you're an adult?
Yeah.
Nope.
So
40 years, same house.
So mum and dad moved, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 years ago now. I can't quite remember. But it was a case of house is smaller, don't have all this room anymore.
That's it.
And so I was quite brutal with it. And I was just like, yeah. And so I just took everything, and then mum felt bad. Like, oh, you don't have to take everything. I'm like,
Yes.
you told us to take everything because we're throwing it out. I know I'm totally fine with that. Like, I have no issue with that at all. But it was just, that's what made it happen. So now there's nothing of mine at mum and dad's place because I just did it. And so now I've got like a couple of boxes of my stuff.
Yes.
But it has to be the move. Otherwise, there's absolutely no reason for you to do it.
How did you feel like approaching that? Like, was it a whole day that you, or it was like days and weeks of like going back
Kind
and
of.
forth, or you just get it done?
Because a lot of the stuff that was my stuff was known of like, there's like in, one of the bedrooms upstairs, like here's all the bullshit is of you boys. So go through that. And I was like, I know what my stuff is, and I'll get it and get rid of it. Like, don't need that, don't need that, don't need that. Yeah, I think the school diaries I liked. The thing, I think the actual work I'm less interested in, but the bullshit on the school diaries was really funny to read through again.
Yeah, and also seeing how dumb I was. Like, I would write in the books, like, I pray for George W. Bush that he can kill. Like, it's like...
Wait, you were serious?
Because I obviously had seen something on TV about, the war in Iraq or whatever it may have been, 9/11. Maybe, well, it must have been 9/11. Yeah, it had to have been. 11 years old.
Yeah.
But yeah, just very dumb Christian and a lot of stuff to do with prayer.
Really?
Like
Dumb Christian prayer.
Yeah.
But there's jokes?
No, because
wow.
I was 11. I believed. It's like all I got told was that it's real.
What, George Bush?
Yeah. I believed that he had the weapons of mass destruction.
Yeah, wow, that's so interesting. That would you have remembered that but for reading it?
No, and that's why it's so hard to get rid of them, right?
Yeah.
Weapons?
Wow, that meal was delicious. This restaurant is something else.
It's really good. And I really like dessert as well.
Well, I don't think we get dessert.
Really?
I've got my heart set on one thing.
What's that?
Dessert. But the interesting thing about this restaurant that we always come to is that they give you the fortune cookies, but you have to read them one word at a time.
Yeah, it's my favourite part about this restaurant.
Yeah, it is. It's my
Food
favourite part.
sucks. Fortune cookies are great.
The service is nice.
Yeah, it is pretty good.
John's a sweetheart, isn't he?
Dion, did you want to crack your cookie?
In
The
Time
of
light
one
must
always
shine
bright
uh
in the time of light. One must always shine brighter.
wonderful.
I'll give mine a crack. Sunshine.
is
Bright.
Sunshine is bright. So profound, these fortunes. Unbelievable.
thematic as well. Must be the box.
And I guess it's my turn to open my cookie.
Make
Brighton
One's
own
day
by
eating
a
delicious.
sun.
Brighten one's day by eating a delicious sun. Now, living in a share house, there are a lot of shared items in the house. So not everything that is in the house belongs to me. One of our things recently that broke, the microwave. I bought a new microwave with the thought that like, cool, eventually move out, that'll stay with me and move around with me. There's a few things like that, like the TV and stuff like that. When I bought the microwave, very happy to do it. It's like $120 from Kmart. Thanks for the recommendation, Christian.
You're welcome.
I was wondering, is there a world where I get to ask my housemates to chip in, even though it's mine and I'm keeping it? And I'm not talking, so it's $120. I'm like, do I go, hey guys, can I have $20 each for the microwave that you're going to use for the next 6 months or however long it may be? Or do I just absorb that entire cost?
Christian, do we throw this back onto Josh, get his perspective on it, or do we just launch in ourselves? How would you like to run this?
That is curious because normally we'd give it all away, wouldn't we?
Oh, but
and Josh comes off like the balanced one.
Oh, yeah. I'm not willing to show my hand today.
Okay.
Josh?
I wanted to do it, but I haven't done it.
Oh.
Why do you want to do it? Why are
Because-
let me little giveaway. Why do you want your housemates to rent something from you?
Because I'm not using that word because that sounds disgusting.
It does, doesn't it? Because you're the landlord all of a sudden. Pig.
They can eat me. No, it's because I think something like that everyone uses quite regularly and it's like, cool, this is very much a shared thing. The TV, I feel differently because I'm like, some people just don't watch TV that much. You know what I mean? Like,
Hang on, some people don't use the microwave that much.
No, but like everyone uses the microwave. If you didn't use the TV, you'd watch it on your laptop.
Yeah, some people watch the microwave as well,
Yeah,
but
that's true.
that's a different thing.
So I think I would like to have done it just to get a little thing because I under no expectation expect an even split. But I feel like it's one of those items that is used that commonly and that regularly by everyone that it's fair enough to just chip in a little bit.
Dion, you've got some thoughts?
Look. I'm just wondering, the thing that I'm wondering most about is how do you raise it? How do you ask? So let's say, you said you wanted to do it. How would the conversation start?
I'd go maybe in the group thread or at a time when all three of us together. Hey guys, got the new microwave. Wondering if you guys wanted to chip in like $20.
Cool.
Just to help cover part of the cost of it.
Okay, now, I think if you were to say that, I'd be within my rights as your housemate to say, hey, Josh, that couch that you've been sitting on for 2 years, want to give me $50 for it?
Yeah, that's the thing, right?
That's
it opens the
issue.
floodgates.
It opens the floodgates.
But something about the microwave that's different to you.
Yeah, I think because that... It's weirdly communal in a way that I don't feel the other stuff is.
More
Can
communal
I-
than a couch.
No,
no.
It's
Can I-
because it's a new purchase. That's why.
Okay, can I counter that, Josh, by saying I think that a microwave is on the opposite end of the spectrum
Yeah.
for what this belongs to because it doesn't degrade. The microwave in 3 years has
Doesn't
the same
appreciate.
functions as it has when it's
Then
new.
why the one we used to have break?
What?
Tell me that.
Why did something break?
Yeah. Mr. Microwaves don't degrade.
Who paid for-
Explain the technology.
But tell me, the time before it broke was operating just like it ever had.
yeah, it's fine. I've got no idea whose it is either.
Yeah, it's great. Microwaves fucking suck, by the way. They're all different. They've all got the 30-second, 1 minute. I think we've talked about this before.
Yeah.
All the symbols.
Yeah.
I've got no. Who is game enough to use the defrost function on a microwave? No
worth
one
it.
is.
No, I just started using the pizza function.
Oh,
and
wow.
that is when I take a loaf, like a bread roll out of the freezer. I wrap
put a candle in it?
I wrap it in paper, in paper towel, and then I press the pizza function. Wonderful.
No problem.
No problem.
Just to take a massive turn back to something we were talking about earlier with the collection. Sorry, Christian, do you want to say something?
The final point that
Yes.
I wanted to make was, if your housemates paid you $20, let's say, for the microwave, does that give them long-term visitation rights of the microwave? Could they come to your place and go, need to use the microwave?
If I did a three-way split, if it was evenly split, yes, but it's a nominal amount to be like, this is for the next
So you're
short term.
setting the terms and conditions.
Yeah.
Okay.
You understand that's nuts. It doesn't work.
It kind of does, but the biggest issue is it falls apart because it just opens up every other item in the house.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's because it's so rare that people buy a new thing. Mm-hmm. And so it's like, cool, here's a new thing that we're all going to use on the reg.
Well,
Yes.
would you feel the same about a kettle?
Yeah, kettle feels different,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I think because it's over
Toaster?
$100.
Toaster?
I think because it's over $100. My brain goes,
$100.
yeah, it's kind of expensive.
Give me some money.
It's kind of expensive, right?
You're using my shit. Give me some
If
money.
it was like 20, 30, 40, 50, I'd be like, yeah, I'll buy that.
I
Don't
get
worry
the.
about it.
I understand the instinct.
Yeah.
Which is I've spent money on something and you guys are just using it.
Because I'm also kind of like, oh no, we need a microwave.
Yeah.
I was going to say I wouldn't really use it if we didn't have it, but like, kind of need it.
Because the problem is if you all chip into a communal thing, then who gets to take it? That's the tough
But that's
bit.
what I'm saying. I get the lion's share, and it's just a nominal amount on the side.
And what happens if you ask them and then all of a sudden someone says, I don't want to chip in, I'm bringing my other microwave into the fold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got
And then-
two microwaves at home.
Yeah.
And then the third person says, I'm bringing in another microwave. and then you can't get in the kitchen.
Yeah.
That would be quite cluttered.
Yes, it would be. Speaking of clutter, something talking about earlier about collections and stuff, I realized that one of the stupidest things I collected, and I wonder if you've got things that aren't really a collection, but for some reason you kept them.
It's microwaves, isn't it?
Got 3 now. For a very, very long time, I kept every Met card that I bought. I used to buy...
Now that is a collection.
Yeah, so
That's a
I used to
collection.
get the train every day, and because it was only like 2 stops to school, there was a ticket you could buy that was like a short trip. So instead of buying the yearly, it was cheaper for me to buy the short trip tickets.
Yep.
And for some reason, there was a little bowl in my room that the ticket would go in there. And I don't know why it became a thing, and I just kept them.
So at the start, it would have been for some particular reason. You would have started keeping them. Wait a second.
Yeah.
Even if it's for a case of, well, this is just the bin for these things for now.
Yeah.
But after a while, you started to get into a cadence where you're like, oh, I should just keep putting. This is the spot.
But why
for
wasn't
Met
my
cards.
instinct for the expired Met card to just go in my pocket and into the bin?
Well, what about airline tickets? Did you keep
Yeah,
them?
I
Or
ca-
show tickets?
I keep them. Airline tickets I sometimes keep. I got
yes.
really good my last trip to Bali. I was like, straight in the bin. Don't need this anymore.
Can I say that it's not because it's not a receipt. A receipt
Yeah.
has no inherent value. For a moment in time,
Yeah.
that card had a value of what? $4.20?
Whatever it was.
$4.20, Josh?
Yeah.
Can I just digress just for a second, just on the topic of airline tickets? When your baggage, when you put the little bag tag around it, how do you feel when you rip off that bag tag?
Trip's over.
Trip's over. It's all
Trip's
done.
over, done,
Do you,
right?
do you ever do you ever not rip it off and leave it on, and
Yes.
then rip it off when you're about to go on your new
Yes,
trip?
that's when I take it off.
Yeah, that's what I do. It's a very sad moment, isn't it?
It is.
I feel like I should keep those.
Really?
Yeah,
That's
Josh
the same
at
as
Josh's
Josh.
place.
But it is weird that like there is this instinct with stuff like that that I don't instantly go, bin, Josh, bin.
Yes. I don't think I've ever fallen... I don't think it's a trap because I admire people who actually have a collection of something because...
Even public transport.
No, a more nuanced collection.
To be fair though, every now and again they would do like a series, like it'd be sponsored. So it'd be like, here's some local artists we're doing, or the Melbourne series. So they'd actually have different designs on them.
You should have done something with them.
Yeah, I should have.
Do you know what? Do you know
What
what?
a waste.
Do you know
what
what-
a fucking waste.
Do you know what I think it is? I've got some, for instance, I've got a Ricky Gervais ticket from back when I saw him live, like 13, 14 years ago.
Yep.
And I've still got that ticket. And I think I must have kept it because in anticipation of maybe I'm the kind of person that will want to keep that ticket.
Yes.
As opposed to thinking,
Great.
so I wonder if that's what you were doing. Like you were doing like, I don't know if I should chuck this out, but maybe I want this to be my thing.
That is
Yeah.
such a funny thing
It's weird,
to
isn't
plan
it?
for.
Yeah.
That's not me now, but maybe future me.
But like I kind of
wanna
love
collect
it. 'Cause
tickets,
at
yeah.
the time I was like, I guess at the time this is all I've got from the show, apart from my memory and apart from a shit photo I took at the end.
But that's why we take photos, isn't it? It's like, well, I'm taking this in the hope that future me looks back and goes, great photo.
Great time.
Yeah.
But never looking back at those photos. I haven't looked at a photo in years.
I look back at them all the time. 'cause
Really?
My memory's
My
shocking.
photos?
Yes.
Really restrict access, shouldn't I?
I've collected tickets to all the gigs that I've been to.
Ever?
I put them in a box.
Well, you are,
yeah,
a bit
more
of,
or less.
you are a bit of a muso, Christian. So
Yep.
you collect a bit of vinyl, don't you?
I collect a bit of vinyl. Sure. I wouldn't call it a collection though. Like I think for me, a collection involves.
it's got to start with a number of things. What's the number?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, great.
that's it, right? A collection involves knowing how many of that thing you have.
I hear
and,
it all.
and
What?
what's missing.
What? No.
Is that what you're saying with the number?
No. I was saying it has to be.
I take it back.
I was thinking it
Two
has,
things is not a collection.
Two things on a collection. I was thinking. What do you think it is?
I reckon it's gonna be like
30?
10 or something.
Oh,
right?
Can I-
10?
Can I
That's
say
too little.
Oh,
10. I've got.
wait a second.
I've got 3 salt shakers at home.
yeah. It's definitely not 10, loser.
Are you serious?
No way.
How high you go for collection then?
A collection is like, it depends the item.
There's a
Okay.
couple of things.
Wait a second. It could be 10
I am
if
waiting.
it's like Picassos. If
Wait.
you've got 10 Picassos, you've got a fucking collection of Picassos.
Thank you.
But if you've got 10
Met cards.
I was going to say spices in the spice rack. You don't have a collection of spices.
Yeah, but like, so 10 to me, like, if you're, it's got to be 10.
It's got to be 10.
It can't.
Josh wants to set a rule.
That's the rule.
As long as you have 10 of any item, it is a collection.
It's got to be 10.
And that's a 10.
No, seriously, you're saying if you had like, I don't know, 12 porcelain dolls, you're like, that's not a collection.
No, but I think it's
that's
about
fine.
the intent. For me, a collection is all about the individual purchaser's intent. Are they acquiring with the hope that they are extending that collection?
Sorry, explain this to me. Why is 20 porcelain dolls not a collection and 20 vinyls a collection?
Yeah, right.
Why is that?
No,
Because
20 porcelain dolls is a collection.
20
No, it's
porcelain
not.
dolls is 20 porcelain dolls is a collection.
Hang on. How big are the dolls?
Hang on, 20 vinyls is like having 20 CDs, right? You're going to listen to 20 albums. Going out and buying 20 porcelain dolls.
No, not going out and buying them.
So you think that...
I think that's it. The collection has to be over a period of time. Does it not?
Yes. Yeah,
I can't go out to JB and go, I want 40 vinyls. Looks like you got a collection, mate.
I have tried to define it multiple times, and you've both ignored me. It's about the individual's intent.
I
If
think
they
we
are
don't-
intending on establishing a collection and extending that collection, it's a collection.
Let's ignore him again. We'll get him really annoyed.
Let's talk about crickets.
But I don't know, because like you could have a lot of things and it's probably a collection of those things. But
Yeah.
you're not inherently like a collector.
What about
But
plants? What about indoor plants? Christian has...
Yeah,
you
right.
can't get inside Christian's house. What about Christian has
That's not
20
a
indoor
collection.
plants?
That's not a collection of indoor plants.
How many you got?
Because
Over
I'm not.
10?
But I'm not going out and being like, "Oh, it's the pepperoni oblongata." Like I need to have that.
What?
To extend.
What was that?
No. I just made a word up.
Okay.
The first part of it was right. The second part was made up. What I'm saying is that I'm not going out and buying to extend my collection. I'm acquiring them just because they look nice. That's not a collection.
That's not a collection.
Acquiring something that looks nice. I don't know. That's how. Collect a lot of shoes because you got a big shoe collection because they all look nice.
Or maybe a collection can't... it's not perishable.
Okay, can I tell you both? No,
Because you're not going to
wait
go up to a fruit
Wait
bowl and go,
second.
"This is my collection
Can
of
I
fruit."
tell you that I have accidentally happened upon a collection, which I think other people would be like, sick hot sauce collection. But I for a friend's bucks, did a hot sauce challenge,
Hot
like
wings.
hot ones.
Hot
yeah,
ones, sorry, yeah.
So I ended up purchasing probably 16 different hot sauces.
Wow.
More than 10.
Not quite the quorum of 30,
to scale
though.
it up. But some of them are quite rare because you have to buy them, from a particular website.
And they're
And when you
shiny.
buy from a website, you know it's rare.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're shiny. They're holographic hot. But now I have in my fridge 16 hot sauces, some of them incredibly hot. So they're not exactly easy to consume because I like hot sauce,
Hey,
just not all the time.
It's a collection, right?
Fridge space is
They take up a whole fucking shelf in my fridge.
What a terrible idea. What are you going to do with them?
I don't want to get rid of them because it's a collection. I know that.
Get a bar fridge.
Or a
The
great,
bar
for my hot sauce.
great idea. I'm selling one. Actually, a bar fridge.
great.
I'm selling one.
I'm not buying it for my hot sauces.
You're a collector.
I was thinking about having a hot sauce night.
Oh, just to flog it all.
Yeah, because collectors will often show their items
Like an
to
open house
people.
to the
Yeah,
collection.
That's great.
people
Charge
come
$10
through,
a
give it a
ticket.
taste.
But
yeah.
hang on, what's the collection? Is it the because you could empty them all out and just wash them out and have them on a bookshelf.
But what
A
I'm-
hot sauce
yeah, but that
bookshelf.
would be $220 or whatever it was down the drain.
But then you got fridge space.
I know. So it's about that's the whole
So
tension of this
I
episode, isn't it?
think, yeah. So I
It's
think
the
what you need to do.
sentimental versus the practical.
I think you need to start a fridge collection. That will go part
that's
of the way
clever.
to store.
I'll
your
take
hot sauce
Dion's
collection.
idea, buy a
Porcelain.
fridge in the hope that I want to collect more fridges.
and then everyone else to chip in on it.
Beautiful. And then have piles and fridges in different parts of your house. And that's our joint patch of the week.
Just to go back to the houseplants, I think that's a really interesting point because I definitely think houseplants can reach a point of saturation that is like, this is a collection of plants, but I don't think it's quite realized unless you have to move them and you actually take stock of how many plants you have. Because when they all have their, as we spoke about before, everything has its place. When all your houseplants, do you buy houseplants willy-nilly? Or are you like, if I'm going to get one, it's for that spot there?
I don't think I'd define it as William Nilliam, but I do buy. I don't buy for the space. I go out and
you
if I
find the
see
plant.
one, and I'm like, that's a cool looking plant. Or
You're a collector, man.
is that I don't know. I don't know
heaps.
enough about them.
Oh,
though.
you're not into it enough.
Yeah, I just don't like, and I'm not particularly good at growing them either.
I'm shocking. Mine just don't grow. They don't die, but they just don't grow.
Well, yeah, okay, so I'm better than that.
What a threshold.
It's horrible.
It's great that they don't die. They just don't grow.
I don't know
But
what
do
I'm
you
doing.
change any variables?
Nah, I don't need to. I don't need to. It's a collection.
Yeah.
I shouldn't need to maintain them.
I just dust them off.
Just dust them off.
Dion, finally, did you have any collections around home?
I don't really have collections. I just have stuff. I just got electronics of things that I've bought over the years.
That's
Or
what
your
I was
tech.
thinking.
But
Your
that's,
tech.
that doesn't class as a collection because
What
it's
just
not
in
ordered
terms of
enough.
bullshit you have?
Oh,
Should you get
yeah.
rid of it? Should you have got rid of it by now?
Well, I'm slowly just starting to sell the stuff, which is kind of
Sell.
like, that's fun, but I'm not selling them in a collection. I'm selling them individually.
but you're not selling like an iPhone 4. You know what I mean? Like, you're not selling really old stuff.
No,
Bullshit,
I got
are
rid of
you?
my 5 iPhone 4s
that's what I
3
mean.
weeks ago.
But like,
yeah,
good on
5
you.
more would have been a collection.
yeah, that's true. And that's the thing with the iPhone 4. Am I meant to keep, do I keep that? One day, there's that point in which one day are they just going to become extremely valuable?
Oh, that's
No.
why. And isn't that why we hold on to so much
Probably.
shit?
I
you
think
think that's
so.
why?
I think so. Don't
That-
you
it's
It's
reckon?
rainy day. It's got to be rainy day.
It's maybe this will be the thing that skyrockets in value, but like the original iPod.
Antique Roadshow's done this to us. It's the
Yeah.
valuation of this little bullshit spoon, $5 million. Great, I'll hold on to all my spoons.
If it's not a Dyson Airblade, I'm not bothering.
That is great. Bizarre. Shots, shooters, goblets, flutes, tumblers, carafes. There are too many types of glassware, and we only need one, and that's the tumbler.
After a recent upgrade, I now own more Amazon Kindles than the number of books I've finished on either of them.
Oh, and thank you so much for listening to another episode of Welcome to Patchwork. It's been fun. It's been exciting. It's been a little bit erotic at some points. What did we discuss today? We talked about collectibles. What do you do with them?
We spoke mainly about clutter as well.
We did.
A lot of clutter.
A lot of clutter.
I think,
At my house.
yeah, piles, putting stuff in piles. And piles, just put it in boxes, and
think-
your mind goes away.
I think for me, one of the biggest things that we learnt was that we tend to collect and clutter because we think that it'll either be sentimental long term or
Yeah.
maybe it'll appreciate in value.
or future me is a collector.
Yeah. Dion. Maybe you'll collect mini USBs.
Micro.
Also,
Sorry.
the idea of splitting the cost of the microwave, it doesn't seem like it's on, and it can't be broached.
No,
Yeah.
no. But I'm really glad that people got to know a bit of your personality there, Josh.
And if anyone wants some hot sauce, they can come and visit me.
Yeah.
Look, we have so many different social media. It grows every single week. Josh, what social media did we adopt this week?
As always, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok. YouTube's the big one. We're firing stuff out there as well, which is really cool just to be able to see full episodes and also clips.
If you haven't checked out YouTube yet, let this be the week that you go and see what we look like and watch us laughing at one another.
So many people have said,
Yeah.
I had the names all wrong.
Yeah, still.
And they get the faces
Yep.
to the voices.
Sinead on our Instagram hit us up and said, I've listened to all the Patchwork podcasts and a few multiple times, and this is the first time I've ever seen Who's Talking When.
Amazing.
Had absolutely no idea who was who.
Could you imagine? There's no way you'd know what we would look like from our voices.
Yeah, I think you'd never get it.
We should get courtroom sketches done of us.
From our voices.
That'd be great. There's got to be a Patchwork person who hasn't seen it.
And if you want to fund that, head to patreon.com/welcome to Patchwork.
Actually, good segue. We love our patrons. We want you signing up and enjoying our bonus content. It's such a lovely, lovely gift to us. It's a couple of bucks. That's all it costs. You'd be
Yeah.
out of pocket $25 a year. That's it.
Yeah, and there are costs associated with the show. For instance,
Yeah.
for the recordings, we got some new arms that are really great, so be able to see our faces better. So our patrons funded that.
Yep.
So we encourage you, if you're not sure, jump on the Patreon website, have a look. The big patch in the off week is the big draw there. So just another great bit of little content to keep you going in the off weeks.
And as we do every week, we sew a new patch into our quilt of friendship. Josh, what patch did you sew into our quilt this week?
Thank you, Dion. My patch this week is me only ever purchasing 9 of any type of thing to avoid becoming a hoarder. Good. Christian, what patch did you sew this week?
Thank you very much, Josh. This week I sewed into my patch my childhood collection of A+. And Dion, what did you sew into your patch this week?
My patch this week is the United Nations weapon inspectors happening upon Christian's place in Reservoir and coming across a collection of 14 weapons of mass destruction made entirely from vinyl and porcelain. Thank you very much for listening to Welcome Patchwork for another week. I've been Dion.
I've been Josh.
And I've been Christian.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.